Hello everyone, my name is Zhenjun. Today I will introduce to you the ARCS mode and its applications in e-learning. Today our class is mainly about a comprehensive guide to use ARCS mode in our online education. Our course contents divided into 5 parts today. First is the understanding of the ARCS mode framework. Second is the 4 failures in ARCS mode: attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. Third is the systematic design process in ARCS mode. And fourth is its practical applications in e-learning. And final is the summary of our today's class. The chapter 1 is the understanding of the ARCS mode framework. Now I want to give you a question. What is the ARCS mode? Okay, let's answer together. The ARCS mode is a motivational design framework created by John Keller in 1983. It is designed to make learning more engaging by systematically addressing the core elements that influence learner motivation. The ARCS mode stands for 4 failures: attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. About the foundation of the ARCS mode, I divided it into 2 parts. First is its core premise. The mode is built on the foundational idea that motivation can be systematically designed into instructional materials. ARCS focuses on modifying the instructional approach to naturally stimulate the desire to learn. And about its historical context. Before Keller's work, instructional design modes was heavily influenced by behaviorism and cognitivism learning behaviors. ARCS was the first mode to recognize student motivation as crucial for learning, filling the critical gap in educational theories. About the significance of the ARCS mode, I will give you another question to think. Why ARCS matters in e-learning? Yes, because in e-learning, we will face some challenges, right? Online learning presents unique motivational challenges. E-learning requires learners to be self-directed and persistent. We will face some specific questions, such as potential feelings of isolation, lack of real-time instructor feedback, interference in home environments, and technical barriers and equipment limitations. The ARCS mode has positive impact to face this challenge. The ARCS mode provides a systematic framework for creating engaging online experience. It helps us to increase course completion rates and have better knowledge retention and enhance learner satisfaction. Then I will introduce you the chapter 2 is about 4 failures in ARCS mode. It is also the most important part in our today class. The first failure is attention. You can capture learner interest through attention. First is perceptual arousal. You can use surprise, uncertainty, or conflict to stimulate their initial interest. This grabs attention by disrupting expectations. Second is inquiry arousal. You can spark curiosity through questions or problems, as I give to you in chapter 1. that prompt mental engagement and a desire to discover answers. Third is variability. You should maintain attention by varying teaching methods and formats. Even the best techniques lose potency when overused. I will give you a specific example about physics course. Dr. Martin begins each mode with a high-impact video and asks, what would happen if you try to put water at zero gravity? This combines perceptual arousal with inquiry arousal. It has a positive result, 95% increase in their engagement. The second failure is relevance, which you can make learning meaningful. First is goal orientation. You should demonstrate how learning connects to personal and professional aspiration for your learner. Learners need to see tangible benefits and future applications in your course. Second is motive matching. You should align instruction with internal drivers like achievement, affiliation, or power. You should match learning styles and personal interests. Final is familiarity. You should link new material to previous knowledge and recognizable contents. Building on what learners already know reduces their anxiety and increase their engagement. As Keller used to say, when learners see how content directly applies to their lives and goals, motivation skyrockets. Relevance is the bridge between curiosity and commitment. About the third failure is confidence. You should build self-efficacy for your learner. First is learning requirements. You should clearly explain what success looks like and how it will be measured. Vague expectations create learners' anxiety and reduce their motivation. You can state clear learning objectives and provide their detailed rubrics. Second is success opportunities. You should structure tasks so learners can experience early wins and success build momentum and reinforce capability. Final, you can decide incremental challenges and celebrate for victories in your course activities. And final is personal control. You should offer choice and meaningful feedback that give learners a sense of control over their learning journey. You can give constructive feedback for your learners. About the third failure, let's learn e-learning confidence builders. First is progress tracking. You can provide virtual progress box show their completion. Second is adaptive learning. The difficulty addressed based on their performance in class or after school. Then is immediate feedback. You should provide instant response to learners' questions. Final is self-assessment. Final failure is satisfaction. You should reinforce learners' achievement. First is intrinsic reinforcement. The internal feeling comes from mastering challenges. I did it myself creates lasting satisfaction. Second is intrinsic rewards. Learners need tangible recognition like certificates or praise. While external, they validate achievement when failure award. Final is equity. You should ensure efforts match rewards, and assessment is failure. Learners must feel the system is consistent and unbiased. About the fourth failure, let's compare intrinsic and extrinsic. About intrinsic satisfaction, the learners will say, I successfully solved the problem myself. This creates lasting motivation and confidence. And intrinsic satisfaction, learner will say, I received a badge for completion. This validates efforts but should supplement, not replace intrinsic rewards. As Keller used to say, support is vital, but a runner must cross the finish line on her own to feel satisfaction. Okay, next is Chapter 3. I will introduce systematic design process in ARCS mode. It is also about 10 steps for motivational design. The phase 1 is analyze. The step 1, you can acquire course information. You can gather contents, delivery mode, and requirements for your learner. Step 2, you can acquire audience information to understand their backgrounds and goals. Step 3, you can analyze audience motivation to assess current motivation levels for each ARCS categories. Step 4, you can analyze existing materials to review current instructional strategies in your course. Phase 2 is about design. In step 5, you can define measurable motivational goals. Step 6, you can list potential strategies. You can have brainstorm strategies for each ARCS categories. Step 7 is about select and design strategies. You can choose multiple strategies for contents. Step 8, you can combine your strategies with instructional plans. The phase 3 is development. You can develop learning materials to create and produce motivational components. The phase 4 is also the step 10 is evaluate. You can assess effectiveness in your course. Okay, then is chapter 4. It's about ARCS modes, practical applications in e-learning. I will divide it into 4 parts as 4 failures in ARCS mode to introduce. First is attention. The course uses AI animated characters to introduce grammar concepts through short, interactive stories. For example, an AI character could act out a dialogue using a present continuous tense with colorful visuals and humorous sound effects to capture children's attention. Second is relevance. The AI platform adapts the content based on learners' interests. For example, if a learner expresses an interest in sports, the AI generates grammar exercise using sports-related vocabulary and examples. Third is confidence. The AI provides clear instructions for each text and offers detailed feedback on learners' performance, highlighting their strengths and suggesting specific areas for improvement. Final is satisfaction. The AI platform uses gamification elements, such as a story-based adventure where learners progress through levels by mastering grammar concepts, making the learning process fun and engaging. Okay, about the final chapter, I will give you a summary of our today's class. Today's class is a comprehensive guide to applying the ARCS mode in e-learning. It elaborates on four parts: the ARCS mode framework, core elements, design process, and practical applications, aiming to provide a systematic solution for enhancing learner motivation in online education. In Chapter 1 is about overview of the ARCS mode framework. The ARCS mode is a motivation design framework whose core objectives is to systematically address the key elements influencing learner motivation, making learning more engaging. Its name comes from the acronym of its four core elements: attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. The core premise of this mode is that motivation can be systematically designed into instructional materials, naturally stimulating learning desire through adjustment to teaching modes. Theoretically, it fills a gap in Peary's instructional design modes that ignore the importance of students' motivation. About chapter 2 is about four failures in ARCS mode. First is attention. This is achieved through three methods. First, perceptual arousal, using surprise, uncertainty, or conflict to break expectations and stimulate initial interest. Second, inquiry arousal, using questions or tags to spark curiosity and engagement to actively explore answers. And third, variability, varying teaching methods and formats to avoid diminished appeal with a single approach. Second is about relevance. The core is establishing a connection between the learning content and the learner. Motivation matching align with learners' intrinsic drivers and learning styles, and familiarity associate new knowledge with learners' existing knowledge, and familiarity to reduce learners' anxiety and increase their engagement. Third is confidence. The key is to instill in learners the belief in their ability to succeed, creating opportunities for success to build motivational through accumulate success, and empowering learners to allow them to take control of the learning process. In e-learning, confidence can also be strengthened through tools such as progressive checking, adapt learning, in-store feedback, and self-assessment. The fourth is satisfaction. This is divided into intrinsic reinforcement and intrinsic rewards. Chapter 3 is about system design process. The ARCS mode motivation design is divided into 4 steps and 10 steps to ensure the systematic nature and effectiveness of the design. Chapter 4 is practical applications in e-learning. Our course uses AI assistant grammar learning as an example to demonstrate how the ARCS mode can be implemented. The ARCS mode offers a comprehensive framework for designing e-learning environments that effectively motivate learners and enhancing learning outcomes. By strategically applying the attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction components. E-learning designer can create engaging, meaningful, and rewarding learning experience that cater to the diverse needs of learners. While through the integration of multimedia resource, personalized learning paths, progressive challenges, or gamification elements, the ARCS mode provides practical, evidence-based strategies for maximize learners' motivation in e-learning contents. As e-learning continues to evolve, the application of the ARCS mode will remain a valuable tool for instructional designers and researchers seeking to create effective and engaging online learning experience. Okay, that's all. Thanks for listening. I hope today's class will help you to use ARCS mode in e-learning. Thank you very much.